What's up and welcome guys to One Oak Mentoring, the #1 virtual team mentoring service, entity, commodity in the entire world, right? That's like a broad space, right? Broad span, right? How y'all guys doing today, man? I'm doing great. Now I know when y'all see my famous finger that I use my one oak, and y'all like, what's going on with the Band-Aid, man? Like what happened, man? You been like shooting a gun? It got too hot or something like that? No, not this time, guys. Not this time. Well, I should have made a story about that day, but I haven't been being consistent, guys. I'm gonna be honest with y'all guys, right? So I had to work in the kitchen. Well, I didn't have to work in the kitchen. I signed up to work in the kitchen, and I was stirring these mashed potatoes at work, right? It was real nice. I had put a whole lot of salt and butter in it, man. Them things was nice, right? So I'm stirring. And somebody from work was talking to me, man. Some girl that came in the kitchen and she was talking to me, right? And so when I was stirring the mashed potatoes, like I guess, like you know how stuff like pop out of the pot, you know, if it's boiling. So it popped out and popped on my hand, right? So it was like a little bit of mashed potatoes like got like right on my finger, right? This story is kind of irrelevant, but I'm just kind of trying to tell y'all what happened. I really shouldn't be telling y'all this because they probably at work, they're gonna make me try to fill out something, you know, like getting hurt at work, or y'all know how that stuff goes. But the girl was talking to me, and you know, she was kind of like making fun of me, like, oh, you can't cook and this and that, you know what you're doing and this and that, right? So when the potatoes got on my finger, like instead of me like saying you know, and wiping it off, like I kind of just like, you know, just chill, because I was like, man, it's not that hot, you know. And then, you know, because she was already trying to make fun of me, so I didn't want to be like, oh, my finger, and she'd be like, oh, see, I told you didn't know what you was doing, boy. But yeah, I just left it. I mean, I didn't just leave it there the whole time. I eventually wiped it off after like 10 or 15 seconds, and it like made this like huge bubble blister, man. It was like freaking disgusting, right? But then we're gonna get to that later on about what happened to my bubble, right? So, all right. So today's the 7th, June 7th, man. Hope y'all having a great day. I'm having a wonderful day myself, you know, as always. Yeah, I went into work today, so let's talk about what happened at work, right? So, let's see. I got into work today. I got in kind of late, man. I got to do a little bit better than that. But, you know, even though I got in late, there was still confusion about what paperwork was for the transport that we have. The paperwork is just like a consult with, like, they're all their information and stuff on it. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. So we trying to find the consults, man. I think we had to be there at 9. We didn't even get there till like 9:15. But, for the most part, everything was good. When I went into this one particular house, I think it was Murray House. Y'all know I told y'all about the houses and stuff, or did I? I don't know, but we'll get to that. So they're on LSC, and that's limited stimulated environment, right? So that's basically, in a nutshell, it's like everybody has to be quiet, right? Now I make a video on LSC as well, but you know, people had to be quiet, so I kind of walked through there. Like the ones that were good and were doing what they're supposed to, they were out in the middle of you. The ones that I guess were misbehaving over the weekend, they were in the dorm, they had to be quiet. You know, so where did we go today? Yeah, we went to the doctor. Yeah, we went to this doctor's office just for like a checkup, so they can get like a TB test, like because if you've been there for a year, like you got to get a yearly tuberculosis test. You know, that's when they like stick a needle in your arm, you know, not in your veins, but in your arm, and they like their little bubble, like it's like a little bubble. See, we're talking about a lot of bubbles today, right? So anyway, so sorry about that. So I kind of forgot where okay, yeah, the TB test. So yeah, we take them to do the TB test. So we always take them to this same place, and so basically we have 2 staff or 3 staff. I think we just had 2 staff today, and we had 2 kids, I think, right? You know, so it was just a smooth, smooth shift or whatever, smooth mission, because you know we go there a lot, and you know, pretty much, it really wasn't too much going on there, you know what I mean? So so yeah, let's see, what did I have to well, yeah, I actually didn't even go inside to sit with the kid today. Well, we sat inside the lobby, you know, because normally they got COVID, And, you know, we normally have to sit out in the bus, you know, like we're some like degenerates or something, have to sit outside on the bus until we come in. But now, I'm guessing COVID is clearing up a little bit. So now we're able to sit in the lobby. And, you know, the person I was with, you know, they went back with them, with the kids or whatever, you know, and they got, you know, their treatment and things like that. You know, just a smooth day, right? So, then I get back, as y'all know, like if I'm scheduled for a transport to a certain time, if that time is over, I'll try to like, you know, see if anybody needs a break or extra help or anything. Because in a group home setting, man, anything can happen any day. It could be any type of way, anything, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's never the same exact day. It's structured to be like the same day, but like anything can happen, man. Like literally at this place I work, anything can happen, right? Remember I said this, right? Okay, yeah, so I get back, I'm asking people, you know, if they need to go step out for breaks and things like that, man, you know, because I'm such a great staff and I'm so caring and helpful. So, you know, I went and gave this one staff a break, and I was just in this house only had like 3 kids in it, right? And one of them was on like a therapy session. So I was just like, just sitting there, just chilling, man. I was like, you know, this is what the job is all about, man. You know, this is what I want to get back to, the essence of just coming in this house, just kind of chilling, man. Easy job, taking it easy, man. So I'm just blissful, man. I'm just sitting there like, yeah, man, you know, I need to start coming back to work more. You know what I mean? I kind of forget about how cool and chill the vibe can be, man. I'm just literally sitting there chilling, 2 other kids, looking at the television, you know, hey, just doing my thing. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool, man. So, let's see, what did we do? Okay, yeah, so the guy came back from break. You know, when he came back from break, I went to another house and I was about to break that house out, right? But then I hear staff support, right? But when I went to break somebody out from this house, this kid was on 1-to-1 status. I'll make a video about that too, right? But just stay with me, right? So the kid is in the composure room, or composure / 1-to-1 room. You know, he's got his mattress in there. You know, he's in there reading and stuff like that. I guess I'm trying to think about what happened. I think he might have had a situation. I'm not really sure like what happened, but normally it's like a safety reason or something like that, a safety risk. And then they'll have to get put in the 1-to-1 room. But we'll get into like all of that or whatever. So I'm sitting at the 1-to-1 room. I'm breaking the girl out that was sitting right there. So I'm just like, you know, once again, man, it's just, I'm in the milieu. So I'm 1-to-1 with the kid, and there's like 3 kids in the milieu. You know, now this is the house that was on LSC, right? So I'm in that house chilling. Man, this easy, man. Easy peasy, man. You know, just the way I like my work shift. Easy, low work, no stress. You know what I mean? I don't want to feel like I'm working, right? You know, so I'm like, yeah, this is great, right? All of a sudden I hear staff support Joe Cassie, right? So I'm like, okay, well, normally when there's a staff support, if there's 2 staff in a certain milieu or room, one staff can go, you know, normally the male staff, you know, they want the male staff to go over there and get beat up and hurt and stuff like that. I'm just joking, man. But yeah, they call staff support, and you know, I'm just chilling like, well, you know, I can't go anywhere, so hey, you know, so I'm just sitting there chilling, man. About 10 minutes go by, and the next thing I know, I get a phone call comes into the milieu. So I'm like, hello, you know, this is Sean, you know, and they're like, whatever you're doing. No, she's like, Sean, stop what you're doing. I need you to get over here to Joe Cassie as fast as you can, please. And then she hung the phone up. So now I'm like, here I am trying to stay over, you know, help out staff, right? And I get caught in the tornado of staff support, right? So now I gotta go over there, right? So now I'm like, man, for the way she was saying it, it was like, I don't know, man, like somebody was being like murdered or something like that, like slowly murdered, like, and I need to like hurry up and get over there, you know, like she emphasized, please get over here as fast as you can. So I'm like, okay, so man, I'm like, I don't know what to expect, man. I know they've been having issues and staff support and stuff up there. From that particular house, there's 2 kids that have a lot of staff supports lately. So I mean, I don't know what to expect, right? But you know, I don't know what to expect, but I know what to expect, right? You know, so I I had like my Nike jacket on thing. Yeah, it was way too hot for that. But I put my hood on, right? So I put my hood on just because, like, in case we had to do like a restraint, which I wasn't even hoping for that. I thought it was just, I haven't done a restraint. I can't remember the last time I did a restraint, right? So I want to put my hood on just in case somebody's like try to grab my hair, like while I'm, trying to restrain. I don't want nobody pulling out, the hair I do have left, the nice hair I do have, Anyway, but so I'm like, oh man. So I get in my car. Well, it was kind of crazy because right when she said that, like the girl just came back from break, and I'm like, that's crazy. So I get in my car, drive over there, man. Right now, some people run over there in a full sprint, like all athletic, running, showing how serious they taking this staff support, like running, you know what I mean? Now it's a good bit of distance from like one campus to the, as far as walking and driving wise, right? So I'm not about to sprint full speed across. It's like let me see. Would it be a whole football field? Probably about not a whole football field, but almost a whole football field, to be honest. Yeah. So I'm not gonna sprint, and get there all out of breath, tired, can't restrain, weak, stuff like that, right? So I get in my car, drive over there. So I'm like, oh God, here we go, man. So I just know something inside of me is telling me, man, we're gonna have to do a restraint, man, because the way this person called me, it was like, get over here as soon as you can, as fast as you can, Sean, please, Sean. So I'm like, okay, man, all right, okay. So I'm over there, man. So I'm walking up the stairs, man. I'm like, I just got to look on my face like, man, what am I walking into, man? I don't know. That's the thing about South Sports. You never know what the heck you walking into, right? So I'm walking. I get up in the stairs, and they're over in the corner where their composure room is. Now, there's it's like maybe 4 or 5 staff in the composure room, but maybe like 3 or 4 staff like outside of the composure room, right? So this kid isn't necessarily like aggressive towards staff, like trying to hurt the staff or anything like that, like swinging at staff, right? What happened was, well, from my acknowledgement, I wasn't there. They said, like, I guess he was feeling suicidal, something was going on, maybe had some bad news, going through some bad things, and he tried to jump over the balcony. Now, it's not a huge balcony, but it's a balcony, like, you know what I mean? He tried to jump over head first, and the way they described it, he jumped head first, like he was about to, like, dive, like, like a Olympian diver, and he was like, his feet was in the air, like he was like trying to go head first. Yeah, that sounds crazy, right? But it doesn't really sound crazy to me because it's like, this is the place I work. I know how things are, right? So they said when he tried to do that, they, grabbed him and stuff and, bringing him in and, blah, blah, blah. And then I guess they eventually got him in the one-to-one room. I eventually heard that they actually had to restrain him before, like, go to the ground, and I guess he got up. He wasn't just being aggressive towards staff, like, not like, I want to fight this staff, I want to knock this staff teeth out, man. I want to break his nose. I want to break her eye socket. Like, it wasn't nothing like that. It was basically just like, kid going through some things, man. So, when I got there and I'm looking, and we actually had like the top lady of the company. We had some transition going on, but like she's the top lady and she was like in there too. And I guess like, I got to give her credit too, because she was like trying to like stand in front of him too when he was like trying to, move past, people and stuff like that, So he was trying to like move past, kind of like not really aggressive, but just like, come on, man, y'all leave me alone. Just trying to move, and they're just like standing in front of him, like gently, like, hey, man, calm down, trying to keep him in the composure room for his safety, right? So, all right, so, I kind of come in the composure room too. As soon as I see like he's trying to get a little bit more aggressive, like, then there was a lot of commotion going on. So, we go in and we like, hey, calm down, man. So, we kind of like moving around with him. Restraints, when you say a restraint at a group home, it's like so crazy because at one point you're trying to like not get hit and trying to restrain the kid, but at the same time you're not trying to like hurt the kid or anything. So you kind of like balancing things out, like, oh, I don't want to do too much, I don't want to not do enough, I might get knocked out, I might get put in a restraint myself, so you don't want that to happen in the group home. So while that's going on, we kind of get him when he start getting a little bit more aggressive, we kind of like grab his arm, kind of like try to calm him down. And so we like, we take him to the floor. Now, it's not as aggressive as y'all think, but, we have to get him to the floor the best we can, like without harming ourselves or harming him. So, we kind of got him down. We got him down and, he wasn't all the way positioned right. He was on his arm a little bit like, y'all, let me go, this, and that. I want to end it. I want to give up, and this. Y'all don't know what I'm going through. Like, it was kind of sad too, man, at the same time, you know, because I really don't know what the kid was going through. I just know that I'm just used to this stuff, like, all the time, you know what I mean? So it was real sad, man. So, you know, eventually, you know, we get him positioned right, you know, and then, you know, we tap him on the back like, hey, calm down. It's all right, man. You good. You know, we're not talking aggressive to him like, man, you stupid, man. Like, get up, man. What's wrong with you? You always messing up. Like, we're not talking to him like that, man. We're like, hey, man, calm down, man. Take some deep breaths. You know, just stuff that comes with being a seasoned staff, man. Hey, calm down. Take some deep breaths, brother. You know what I'm saying? Calm down, brother. So I'm patting him on the back. Hey, brother. I mean, like, because he wasn't aggressive towards me or anybody. He was just, like, wanted to hurt himself, right? So, you know, we eventually, you know, he, you know, my boy Dave, which is like he's like a coordinator or something like that, you know, like for the activities and stuff like that. So he has like an admin position. So, you know, he tells them, hey, you know, man, you know, we'll go outside and walk and talk, you know. So they go outside and walk and talk, you know. He seems pretty okay, all right. He's kind of strolling at first, you know, not really being aggressive or anything. So he goes back inside. So he goes inside the kitchen eventually after a couple minutes. So he's in the kitchen. He sits down, and, you know, first I'm thinking he's cooling off, you know, this and that. And then, you know, Dave started talking to him, and then the kid kind of shuts down. Like, look, man, I don't even want to talk no more, man. You said you was mad at me, this and that. You this, you know, this and that. So, you know, I'm starting thinking like, oh boy, here we go again, man. Here we go again, right? And then I'm just like, oh man, here we go. We're gonna have to restrain this guy again, man. I'm like, man, I'm supposed to be at home, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad I was there to help out. You know, man, hey, whatever. So, the next thing I know, the next thing I know, I guess, you know, he goes out and he tries to go back up to the house, right? He's not aggressive. He's just up at the house. But when he gets in the house, he's kind of upset, like, yo, where are my shoes? Yo, where's this and that? And, you know, and then right before he went in the door, I looked down and I seen like the police. And I'm like, you know, I didn't know that was a part of the plan. But sometimes kids go back to jail and stuff like that. But, yeah. But I seen the police. So I was thinking they was trying to keep him from seeing the police so they can, like, come in and, like, get him and stuff like that. But Dave was just telling them he was going to the hospital, right? But I guess when the ambulance comes out, like, the police officers or something has to come out too, you know what I mean? So we didn't want to just alarm him like that. So so we're all in the back in the milieu trying to make sure he's not just like running out the house and he sees the police and freaks out. But you know, he's saying, hey man, you know, we're blocking off exits, standing in front of him. He goes to the window trying to lift the window, and we're like, nah man, you can't do that, man, chill out. And so next thing you know, he just like makes a break for it, like, and like jumps over the couch, right, and runs outside, right? So he runs outside the back, boom. So I'm like, man, what the hell is going on around here? So next thing I know, I see the police coming from the left side up the hill with like a paramedic, right? So I'm like, okay, all right. So, you know what I'm saying? The kid is like, you know, they're trying to talk to the kid, you know, from a distance. Hey man, we're not here to just take you to jail. We're trying to see if you're all right. He's like, yo, I'm all right. Ain't got no broken bones. See, check, man. I don't got nothing wrong with me. What's wrong with y'all? You know, and it was just, you know, and that kind of went on for a little while, but, eventually, you know, they were trying to get him into the ambulance, and it like took a while. They were talking to him and talking. And he was like not budging for a while. And then like he eventually, like, I don't know what they told him to look in something inside the front seat. So he looked in the front seat and he was like, man, there's some kind of voice automated thing in here. Like, I don't even know what he was referring to. Like if he thought like if he uses his voice, it's gonna like lock him in there or something like that. But probably a couple minutes later, we seen him go back and into the back of the ambulance, you know, and they're gonna take him and you know, make sure the guy's all right. You know what I'm saying, man? I guess he's just having a bad day. Maybe had some bad things happen to him, right? So let's see what else. So I go back to the other side, to the Bridges side, because I was already on Horizon side. So I'll go back to Bridges side, see if anybody needs to step out, this or that. So I go back and I relieve somebody to go and step out. And no, before I even do that, there was a kid that walked out of a house on Bridges side, right? Another staff support walking out of staff supervision, right? So it's another staff support, but this isn't the same one. It's not the same kind. It's not really aggressive, right? So there's like 5-6 staff out there talking to him, processing. So I go in, I relieve the person, you know, let them go, get a little bathroom break, you know, just take a break off the floor, you know. I mean, I'm so thoughtful, right? And so after that, I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden I hear, staff support Joe Catty. So I'm like, I got a great idea of who it is, right? Because it's like two guys that normally have staff supports lately, and one of them is at the hospital for sure. So I know it's the other kid, right? So I'm like, oh wow, man. But the way I was stationed, like I couldn't leave this time because I was in that dorm by myself. You know what I mean? I don't know if I don't think they, well, you know what? They called called double staff support. Joe Cassie outside, Joe Cassie inside, like, you know what I mean? But I don't think they had the restraint on that one right there, right? So eventually, after all that, after me trying to give all these breaks, getting involved in all these staff sports and stuff, person came back, relieved me. Well, not relieved me, she just came back. And I'm just like, well, you know what? It's been a pretty cool day. You know, well, you know what I mean? Pretty cool day. But that's pretty much it, man. That's what happened. And this is One Oak. And I am out.